It's a bear market commentary on crypto and Bitcoin in general, because with the price levels that we are seeing now, you kind of get a lot of these people that are now blaming some of the, shall we say, flowery predictors, such as Big Swear and Cliff High, and I'm not judging what their business model is and what they do. I've actually read a lot of Bix stuff, and I'm fairly familiar with Cliff High as well, because I like to deep dive those rabbit holes, but it's more for the comments that I'm interested in. So people talking about, I've lost a fortune with some of Cliff High's projections. This one's a good comment. I feel like we're punished for hodling while all the other traders are laughing at us. That's kind of true. I mean, hodling is it's a silly meme. You should not hold through like an 80%, 85% sell-off or whatever it is right now. But I'm putting out comments like this because you have the never dies that I'm gonna back up the truck when it reaches this level. I mean, we're almost 20 as it is now, I think, for Litecoin. Let's have a look. Let's just crack it open. Basically there at 20, like old matey boy was talking about. And I said this before and I'll say it again, there is such a huge correlation between the silver bubble and the crypto bubble. It's the same kind of ethos, it's the same kind of people. You've even got the same people that were talking about $500 silver in the crypto sphere. I mean, some of the people were even, I mean, again, I'm not criticizing a lot of these people. These are commentators. That's their livelihood. That's their thing. But a lot of them were against it, and now they come out as super pro crypto. I mean, given credit where credit's due, people like Chris Duane, they're still, they're still super anti-crypto, but they kind of wrecked their following by not even paying attention to it when they knew about it back in like 2012, 2013. So I think it's a bit of a shame, because there was a chance for a lot of the average guy to make some money from it. And what I'm seeing is a lot of frustration. Look, there's people that even commenting the same thing. You're talking about how this guy was just reporting on gold and silver this whole time, and now you talk it down like there's nothing special. Well, buddy, Lisa, I'm sure that there's a good reason for that, and it's because there is not the kind of manic following that exists anymore for silver that there exists for crypto. So these people, they have to move on. They have to make a buck and pander to a demographic or whatever base that they choose to. And what I'm actually, as an aside, I'm interested. What happens when crypto? Like, let's say worst happens. We have crypto winter and crypto is dead for 2 years. What are these guys gonna do? I mean, I know that they were doing the same thing with silver for many years, but the internet, it doesn't really forget. People, the history is all there, and yeah, I just wonder what the next thing is for these guys. I've got an idea. I reckon the next things that will be on these guys' radar will eventually be, actually, it probably will be silver again in a few years' time. At least that's what I'm imagining. And probably uranium as well. I think we're going to see a rather significant bull market in that eventually. What else? I can't really see. Nothing else is on my horizon. At least as obscure. I guess weed stocks as well, but that's like a whole other. Yeah, look at this. It's like call it a fraud. I don't think he's a fraud. I do believe that he's got some kind of web scraper. How he interprets that and how the way that he presents that, I don't know, it's questionable. And there's a lot of you got to remember, a lot of these guys have been around for a long time as well. They didn't just come out of nowhere. They've got this whole, what's the word I'm looking for? They have an entire history behind them. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's the close enough word. Yeah, I mean, there's all these targets. I don't know why people. These guys, what happened to the 13,000 cliff box Cliftonbox kept raving about Bix, I guess what he means misspelled, kept raving about at the beginning of the year. Yeah, so why anyone watches these guys, I don't know. And I've listened to interviews with Bix Weir and Cliff High. You know, they all seem very nice people, but holy crap, man, you don't listen to dudes touting silver for years for your financial advice. I mean, yeah, that's, you just look at a chart and that tells you how much of a bad thing that is. And, yeah. But it's still interesting to me, the comments. You always got to look at the kind of, the sentiment. And, oh man, the sentiment must be wrecked right now. I can't even, like, looking back, I was really active during this bubble, and I'm like, holy moly, did this Litecoin hit what? Let's just average it around there. That's like, Litecoin hit like $300. Oh man, yeah, I screwed up that trade because I was in very early and then sold. Must have been around here, thinking I was the king of the world. Did not see that one coming. But a lot of these pumps, they were really orchestrated, and I'm wondering if we'll see anything like this again. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't know that we'll see the kind of crazy gains that we saw, because this hockey stick you're seeing here, there are so many reasons why that happened. Not just in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's obviously the prime example. There was the bottlenecking of the on-ramping, there was the FOMO, there was these insane predictions, and not to mention Tether, which as a percentage of the market cap was actually very small, but the leading exchanges were always using Tether, and the Tether was, I mean, I think it's printed from nothing. I definitely think it's backed to a certain degree, but my point is that there was so much money coming into this, and so much kind of vapor money. So we're actually returning to what is close to fair value, in my opinion. I mean, we're definitely, let's go on the monthly. Oops. Yeah, I think fair value is, I guess you could use the trend line. The trend line on logarithmic is, kind of, strange. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of log. I mean, it helps paint the picture better. But you got to remember, like, a straight line in log is actually an exponential line in actual price movement. Yeah, this huge run up, and it was all fabricated for the most part. And the best example of this is my my darling Ripple. I mean, this was one of my best trades of the bubble. Getting in this like huge consolidation and then selling all the way up. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I feel really bad for the people that were buying up in here and just got completely destroyed. They barely even had a chance to cut their losses. And, yeah. We've got, I mean, you could say we've even got like a descending triangle being painted here as well, so Ripple's not looking good. Not looking good at all. But, I mean, actually, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I'm just commenting on, what I wanted to comment on mainly was just the frustration, the despair that we're seeing. Kind of, not quite blood in the streets level, but I feel like crypto moves so much faster, the notions are so much more, how would you describe it? Impulsive. So it's you almost get instant feedback day to day on what people are thinking and why they're thinking it and feeling it. Yeah, I would let's just wrap up here. I'll wrap up here then. I did have a thought, but looks like I forgot it. So another quality video from Bitcoin Johnny. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, whatever. Hit me up on comments. I'll try and reply. Yeah, and be careful. I will also say, before I kind of sign out, is that I reckon we'll have a bounce here. And I'm putting a little bit to work. I'm certainly not going all in. I'm not backing up the truck. Because but I tell you what though, we're closer to a bottom than the top, that's for sure. I mean, look at this drawdown. Okay, I did another video as well. 80. Let's call it 84%. That is a nutso drawdown. And like I said in another video, the most we had before was, I think, 86. So let's go to the top here. Very rough numbers. Around 86%. So you will notice that this has kind of happened almost faster. So we do need to see, like I said before, why isn't this working? At least a year, or at least 9 months to a year of consolidation before we potentially even have another run again. And this is a thing. What is the next? This is what I keep saying, and I know I said I was going to sign out, but this is really important. What is the next run going to look like? Is it really going to look like this hockey stick? Are you going to have investors scrambling to get in these bottlenecks of Coinbase and these insanely unregulated and corrupt exchanges with their tether printing? You know what, I'm not sure a new bull market can even begin until some of that crap is flushed out. Which makes me think that we've just got more death, more doom ahead of us. But, like I said, we've gone down a lot. We're in for a bounce, in my opinion. I'm going to try and play it as best I can, make a little bit of chinkle for my dinkle, as Mr. Don would say. Make a little extra cash. And sure as hell I need it, because, yeah, I didn't sell everything all the way up. I sold a decent chunk, so it's I got other costs as well, other things. I got bills to pay from a sick dog. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Hope you like this. Hope you like the thoughts. Subscribe, comment. Cheers.